this is really nice weather. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. Right now, how I was moving those is I was using their shadows. I was watching from here. If you couldn't see that, that was not plain as day to you. Like I've said before in a couple of other videos, you might have observation skills or problems. 1 second. Hello. Okay, I am up by the school, but I'm at the football field area. So I'll see you here. Yeah. All right, bye-bye. That was Kyle. And to continue what I said before, and I hate sometimes to even bring it up, but at the same time it needs to be addressed. If those movements, all of this, is not utterly obvious to you, you do have problems with observation skills. And that is the truth. I've been doing this long enough now to where I know no longer to question my own results. When I can make such obvious maneuvers, to have such obvious effects, that I can know every single effect that I'm going to have just because I've practiced it so long and know the exact maneuvers things are going to make, whether I'm going to be pushing energy, okay, or whether I'm going to be drawing it in, whether I'm going to be holding it and releasing it, whether I'm going to be intentionally directing it, whether I'm just working with the movements of these, whether I want to make those movements bigger and then affect the whole, okay? We've seen a million times where I've chosen to blast, how I can raise energy anytime I want, lower it anytime I want, or I can just leave it cascading and moving along. This is the type of world that I like to build, is one which is easily malleable, easy for me to just make the movements that I need to make, and that they show 100% accurately. Now, I have done these sort of demonstrations over and over, and I've given you same results over and over. I can show how I can create my entire environment and make it as flowy and fifth dimensional as I like, experiencing any type of weather that I want, birds, animals, rain, snow, whatever, I can reach right in and do it, okay? There's no delay, there's no hesitation. It is the mere act of my looking at it, seeing the numbers that I need to inject, and then making that occur. My students get magnificent results. All my students who come out and work, as a matter of fact, Kyle's here now. You heard him, he called me on the phone a second ago. Come on in for a second, Kyle. All of my students who do this have the ability to walk right in and play as well. Now granted, as we saw, it wasn't really like this earlier. Okay, there was sporadic wind movement. But coming up here, there was actually hardly any. And then we watched as I built this system. The system that you can just reach right in and play with. You saw as I built that right there on the spot. Now it's all nice and flowy at a command. Okay. Okay, so everything that we're doing is right here, right now on the level. It is occurring. Pull in fast, hard. Drag from your left. Folks, I knew exactly what effect he was going to get. Okay? I knew where he could pull from, how he could pull from. Okay, so that means I've done this long enough to know what someone else's effects are going to be when they do movements. Shadow there to speed things up there. See that? You saw it with your own eyes. Now Kyle's going to continue what he was doing again. But that's just something to show. You got to ask yourself too, when's the last time you ever seen an environment that can just go like this? Usually there's always a pause in between someone, okay? Now we got to pause because I start talking, and as I told you, that happens. This place will calm down if I'm talking. Usually it does it on by itself as I'm talking because I take attention away. But you can keep it, you can leave it on complete full blast while I'm talking. You guys have seen that before too. Like I said, I usually like a nice, consistent environment. And so at any given time, Kyle can reach into that because I make my environment so everyone can play. That's a very hard thing to do, by the way. Oftentimes when I'm in groups of people, I make the threshold level to a point where anyone can walk up and make really amazing dramatic movements. And you gotta ask yourself, why would I do this? So that way other people they're not threatened by the possibilities that someone else has more juice than they do. So if everyone can walk up and play at the same level, okay, if you can raise everyone's threshold up to one consistent level, then what you have is a group of people who are playing equally and are not concerned about whether or not one person is getting effects over another, because no one's getting better effects over the other. The only times where that happens is when I actually have to do tests, and then I have to work with each and every single individual person's actual levels, and then we do the test according to those levels. And Kyle has seen that as well. So you can tailor make the test to everyone's particular power levels, or you can actually tailor make environments so everyone plays at the same power level. And when you've got it tailor made so everyone can play at the same level, there is no competition, and that's what it should all be about in the first place. Every single person should be wishing that someone else actually does get something that they don't, so that person can teach it to them. Everyone should always be happy at someone else's achievements, because those achievements will eventually be passed to you.